The blanket condemnation slammed on young leaders by former President Olusegun Obasanjo is already generating a heated debate. The former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Professor Bolaji Akinyemi, in an exclusive interview with Channels Television in Abuja, faulted Chief Obasanjo's assertion on the ground that the older generation did not do better either. According to him, Nigeria's leaders, both young and old, have failed the nation.
Have the old leaders done better? All leaders stand condemned in Nigeria. That's my point. I am not going to categorize along generational parameters to define behavior. All leaders, whether young or old, have fallen short of expectations, whether in terms of moral values or in terms of ability to govern. What are we talking about? Problems are not created overnight. All the problems that Nigeria is going through now, is anyone trying to tell me that they were created last year, 2 years ago? All these problems had always been there, ignored by leaders in office and leaders out of office. And then all of a sudden, they get now to a position where those problems are now challenging Nigeria instead of the other way around. If leaders had done what they should have done when they were in office, say starting from 1970, we wouldn't be where we are now.
Former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Professor Bolaji Akinyemi. Now, over 2,000 displaced indigents of Bakassi taking refuge in St. Mark's Primary School and Government Secondary School in Akwekot, Akpabio local government area of Cross River State are worried about the absence of basic amenities at the makeshift camp. They are appealing to the state and federal governments to speed up efforts to assist them. Our community report tonight highlights the conditions of the displaced persons following eviction from their ancestral homes by Cameroon.
Etisalat, now you're talking.
7th of March 2013 was when fate brought them into this community after they were chased by Cameroonian security agencies from their homes. 5 months going, they have had to contend with harsh conditions just to stay alive. What more, they are now refugees in their own country, and these pictures portray their state of poverty. Cries and wailings from both children and the aged are common. When ushered into the packed classrooms where they are taking refuge, who can tell where the shoe pinches? The ordeal of these displaced persons can better be imagined.
Since we come back here, our village head brought us here. We don't know anything. We just come and sit down here. We even do something. We didn't even have anything.
Amidst tears, Mary Efyong narrates her pains.
Life is so hard. Life is hard. Even when the government are even trying, but upon that, we cannot meet up again in life. We are suffering. Our children are really suffering. I don't even know again what to do. What we really need is the government to really support us and our children, and we want to go back to where we came from.
Foodstuff and other basic necessities are evidence of the effort of the Cross River State government to provide palliative measures to their needs. But of utmost importance to these people is shelter, a place they can call their own and where they will be free to carry out their occupation.
That riverside now we been stay before. Then we the fish there, like me, my husband the fish, me I the dry the fish, carry go sell, get money. We dey feed our pikin, our children. But we don't want to come. We want our side. That is the reason we want it, because that is our home.
Let the government do something about this issue. We have not crying over the food. Government have been providing food for us. State government have tried. Irrespective that the Cross River State government have lost the oil well. But they try to feed thousands of the people. Every 2 weeks they will be able to provide. But we have not crying for that. We crying to back to our ancestors whom we is desperate. We don't want we don't want food. We don't want money. Give us what support that will give us the building material. We started at least a boat with 75 horsepower and fishing material can sustain a family.
It was a relief to them when in April the Presidential Committee on the Displaced People of Bakassi made an inspection visit to Day Spring, a riverine community where they preferred to be resettled.
The judgment of the ICJs, for instance, is time-lined. And so there are periods and segments within which decisions must be taken, within which actions must be taken. And so why we are here is because we want to make sure that we meet the deadline of resettling these people. Don't forget that it's the welfare of the people that is involved here. Many committees must have come here before. The raising the tar for the setting up of this committee is the fact that perhaps the work of the previous committees had not been far-reaching enough to address the issues that are involved. But one thing that I want to say is to reaffirm the commitment of the federal government towards providing for the welfare of the people of Bakassi. And I want to assure you that this committee will be the last of its series.
Beyond these shooting words from the Interior Minister, there is the urgent need to settle these displaced Bakassi indigents, and that only will serve as a consolation to the many losses they've experienced since Bakassi was ceded to Cameroon.
Etisala, now you're talking.
Call it killing two birds with one stone, or that may best describe the mission of the wife of the Ogun State Governor, Ms. Olufunso, as she launched the second phase of the Green Education Project aimed at empowering the youths and also ensuring a clean environment. Mrs. Amosu said the Green Empowerment Project will go a long way towards reducing the poverty rate in the state.
It is to sustain the environment, but I'd also like to empower our youth, because I know that the motivation would be for you to know that you can put bread on your table and actually earn a living while you sustain this environment. And this is why we want to demonstrate how that can be done to you today. However, the reason why we brought this to a dump site, I don't know how many of you have followed my programs. I am not into white elephant projects. I am not into projects just for the sake of it. Any project that I'm involved in has to be for a meaningful use.